Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. Today I am going to be having a look at the state of Harry and Meghan's marriage. I was going to read on something completely different, but suddenly a little voice in my head said, have a look, you need to look at the state of the marriage. So I'm going to be doing that using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck, a standard Rider-Waite deck. And so we don't complicate things unnecessarily. And I'm particularly going to be looking at the state of the relationship from the perspective of others, whether the pair of them have paired with others. And there is talk that there is a rumour that Harry has got someone on the East Coast. There has been talk for a while that Meghan has found someone, a very wealthy someone, or is at least trying. My cards certainly over the past few months have shown that their marriage is not in good shape and that there is definitely a problem there in Montecito or wherever they are. And we're going to be asking that question again. So Radiant Wise Spirit coming up, I'm going to be doing a 7-card reading, very specific questions for the cards, which I have already asked. Their intentions towards the marriage, their feelings towards the marriage, each individually, and then each individually whether there is someone else in the relationship, and then where they're living circumstances, and where it's all going in terms of outcome for the time frame of this year. For the remainder of this year, we are in April, and when I'm doing this reading, if you catch this later on, and underlying energy, the Sun in reverse, very unhappy card. It's a depression card. It's a loss of love, a loss of joy, a loss of playfulness, happiness. It does not bode well as the underlying energy. It's the Leo card in reverse as well. She in particular could be unhappy about what is going on, and the energy has changed over time. At times it looks like Harry is the one that is grieving the loss of the relationship. Other times Meghan looks like she's the one clinging on to the relationship. That's Leo energy, but it is also just generally unhappiness, a failure, a sense of failure, that all the joy has gone out of a situation. And so that is going to colour all the cards that are in this rather dazzling array of checkerboard kind of print with this Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. I want a signifier now for the relationship. And interesting, because it's the Four of Cups in reverse. The Four of Cups, when it's upright, is the rejection card. It's a no thank you, I'm not interested in that cup that you're offering me. The fact that the card is in reverse, it can indicate that someone is now regretting that attitude and wishing that they could have another bite of the apple. But it's too late. It's always a too late card. Wish I could do it all again. Wish I could have another chance, but too late, mate. It's gone. It's over's Cadover's card then. And but somebody regretting the fact that it is over. Somebody regretting the decisions they've made, the choices they've made, the cup of love that has been offered them. Not clear which one. It's regretting it, or regretting other decisions that they might have made, other cups of love that they might have pushed away. But two very unhappy cards to signify the state of this relationship. Let's see, Prince Harry, how is he feeling towards his marriage? And maybe still a bit deluded, still convinced that there is something in there for him, something to be gained with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is the fantasy card, the very Neptunian feeling of smoke and mirrors, of maybe self-deception, and looking at it and thinking, well, there might still be something worthwhile in this relationship if I just hang in there for whatever I intend, for whatever I want. But of course, in these cups, there are some good things. There are laurel wreaths, jewels, castles, but there are also dragons or serpents, and the mystery card, the mystery figure, the ghost. So there is something still in it for him. He thinks he thinks. It's not love. This isn't a romantic card at all. He's not in it for romance. He's in it because he is still convinced that he has something to gain from this relationship. Something that may not be realistic, but something that he thinks is still possible. It's the card of possibilities. And so he thinks somehow that there is something worthwhile still in this situation for him. Of course, award ceremonies, celebrity weddings, that kind of thing, book deals, Netflix, and so on, although they do seem to have split up their business ventures quite completely now, but there is still something to be gained, even if it's just having to avoid the I told you so energy that may be coming from the Four of Cups and the Sun in reverse. A lot of I told you so energy there, and trying to avoid it, trying to delude himself that he can continue to avoid it. How does Meghan feel? And the dog is trying to fight his way out. Meghan wants new. And the dog agrees. I had to take a little break there, and sorry about that, to let him out. It's cold now, having to keep the doors closed. And so Ace of Wands for Meghan. She wants new. She wants a new relationship. She wants new passion. She wants somebody. It's a very sexual card, of course, the Ace of Wands. She wants somebody more virile, somebody more exciting, somebody more dynamic, powerful, a leader, a whole new. She wants all new. And the rejection and dejection energy that's coming off that Four of Cups in reverse seems to me more on Prince Harry's side. It is a male figure in this Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, that Four of Cups. So there it is. All new for her, some level of delusion still for Prince Harry. We're not seeing love yet. How are things on Prince Harry's side? Has he found someone else to entertain himself with? No, definitely not. Three of Swords, definitely not. Heartache. If he has found someone else, he's been rejected and he's feeling sore about it. Possible. Three of Swords is often a third party card. That there is someone else in a situation that is a spare wheel. Three's a crowd. There are three in this marriage, as Diana famously said. So Three of Swords, he's hurt, bruised, maybe his pride as well, but he's definitely suffering from some degree of loss. Now, it's a very painful card. I'm not diminishing the feeling of that Three of Swords. It's one of the most painful cards in the tarot, and especially when you're talking about a failed relationship, as this one clearly is from the signifier and the underlying energy. It's gone, but he may be still deluding himself about reconciliation or potential for keeping it going for the sake of it, for pretenses, for appearances. That's it, that's the word, for the sake of appearances. But definitely he is the one who's feeling betrayed and heartbroken, whether over his existing relationship or over some other dalliance that he was pursuing and then that failed. Possible. It could even be old exes. It could be someone like Chelsea, who is very much unavailable now. Just had a baby. Cressida, of course, happily married to another Harry. They've moved on. They've moved on very successfully without him. And there may be some regret around this, and adding to that Four of Cups in reverse, feeling of regretting the decisions, the choices, the paths taken, the rejections in the past, possibly not being as good of a partner as he could have been to others. This is all speculation. This entire reading is speculation on my part. It's all my opinion. It's just a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, but this is the energy that I, as a reader, am picking up. So I'm not stating it as fact at all. Let us see how Meghan is doing. Is she busy elsewhere? Has she found something to occupy her with? It does not look like it. The Empress in reverse. The Empress is, when it's upright, abundant, creative, very sexy. She's very attractive. She's desirable. But it's in reverse. So she might have tried her luck, but been rejected as well. We're do have that central energy of rejection that the two partners may have experienced between themselves, but also rejection of others. In which case, how interesting if they have tried their luck elsewhere, the pair of them, and been rebuffed. It looks as if she's suffered some kind of major rejection with the Empress in reverse. Somebody said absolutely not. It can also indicate that there has been some trouble, that possibly the person she has her eye on, and this is just speculation, allegedly is already married. And she possibly has been trying to undermine that relationship. And that is an issue in her life, a source of problem for her. She definitely is interested, she's definitely out looking. But it also can indicate to me that the passing of time is not on her side anymore. If she's out to find her billionaire, the time is very much against her. She's in her 40s now. She has not aged particularly well, and despite all the money that she's now spending on cosmetic procedures, allegedly, certainly since she's moved to California, she has looked a lot more glossy than she looked in the UK when she didn't have access to all those treatments and therapies. So she's looking more glossy, but she's also looking, in my opinion, older, heavier, matronly. There is the word for the Empress in reverse. Not exactly a hottie anymore. It happens, and it can happen very suddenly, overnight. You go to bed one evening feeling quite sexy and desirable, and you wake up the next morning and it's all gone. Happens. And a big industry around trying to persuade you that didn't really happen, or that you can turn back the clock. Just, of course, my opinion. So let's see, living arrangements, together, apart, where are they, how are they doing? 3 of Cups, friends. It's a friends card. I don't think it's friends with each other. Party central for somebody is trying to live it up and have a party, and but it's friends, it's not together. It's again a 3. We've got 3s and 3s here, other people in the mix, and could be sleeping on a friend's couch, at least one of them. Could be holed up somewhere, bachelor pad or a friend's place. It's not telling me 4 of Wands, happy home, both under the same roof. There's more of a party atmosphere, more of a hanging out with mates. Could even be staying in clubs like Soho House, that kind of energy. It doesn't say staying at home with their wife and kids. It's not clear who is away from home. They could well both be away, partying on different coasts, hanging out with different people, coming together for receiving awards, NAACP award, for brief moments of forced, for the sake of appearances, forced together, but then the rest of the time apart. There's nothing in this reading that is telling me that the marriage is successful, happy, they are both content and living together. Nothing at all. And there's not a sign in this reading of children, just by the way. The sun can, of course, mean children. It has a child on it. It's in reverse. And I'll do a reading on that in the days to come. It is on my mind to do check in with them and whether people are actually investigating the circumstances of those 2 children's births regarding the line of succession in the UK. Outcome for the Harkles for the rest of the year. I've put a clock on it just for the rest of 2022, the year that we are in currently, and it's not happy. It doesn't tell me divorce. It's not the D word necessarily, but it's the Knight of Cups in reverse. That is an end of a romantic situation. If the Knight of Cups was upright, it would be somebody trying to woo somebody with that cup of love, trying to sweet talk them, being romantic, being charming. It's in reverse. The cup of love has been withheld, taken away. This is the future energy that whoever was the one doing the wooing, whoever was the one offering that cup of love, it's given up. And it's more of a male energy, the Knight. So likely Prince Harry has just given up on the situation at the moment, still a bit deluded about things, even though his heart is broken. Not sure whether it's because of the failed relationship as such, or because of another attempt at romance that has ended in failure and heartache for him. But she definitely is wanting a new start somewhere else, but not succeeding so far. And outcome, not happy at all. Negative, very, very negative. I think they're going to hang on to the marriage for the sake of appearances for this year. It's a big year, book coming out, Jubilee, all the rest of it. They've got a point to prove. But after that, I would say the betting shops will be closing their books and not taking bets on the state of this marriage anymore. It's over all by the shouting, I would say. But it looks like they both are single from this reading, which is interesting and not particularly surprising. I think the focus really is on Harry's side, on trying to make a success of this mess he's got himself into, and trying to put off the evil day when he has to admit failure. I think she's the one working harder at trying to find someone else, but being rebuffed, because, as I say, she's over the hill and it's all downhill from here. And there's the reading. Thank you for watching. On with the next one.